Hi, my name's Phil Ringer and I'm in Holland today filming at the Spy Bosom venue. Hopefully we're going to catch some big bream. Right, before we start the session, we're going to clip up using these sticks, put the feeder on this side, and they're 3 metres apart. So nice and easy, no rush. We're going to go 2, 4, 10 times 3, that gives me 30 metres. I've had a word with a few of the local lads today and they've told me 30 to 35 metres is the perfect distance. So I'm going to go for 33 metres, nice and easy, clip it up there, and that's the distance I'm going to fish. We've got our distance sorted out. Now we're going to pick a marker on the far bank where we're going to chuck. I've got a nice dome bush there, which I can't forget. That's going to be my marker, and we're going to put some feeder falls in at the start. So we're going to go for a handful of micros, a pinch of worm, a few white maggots, dead maggots, a bit of castor, and 4 or 5 grains of corn. Mix it all together like so, in amongst the ground bait. A nice big casting feeder, plenty of weight on it. Fill her up, not too compact. And then we're going to put 5 or 6 of these feeder falls in. So here we go. Hit the clip, down, nice. It's only 5 or 6 foot deep, so it's already hit the bottom, and then we're going to give her a little shake on the way back, and we're going to do that 5 or 6 times, and then we're going to try and fish. We put our 7 or 8 feeder falls in on the big feeder, and as you can now see, we've come down a feeder size. This is a 30 gram medium feeder. We've got it set up on a running rig. In the UK we use a lot of free running rigs, nice and safe for the fish. Really simple, running on a bead. We've got a loop in a loop. I've used 018 line, and we've got a nice big thick gauge 14 hook, and we're going to start the session on 3 white dead maggots. Nice and simple. Let's see if we can get a bite. Right, no bites on our first cast, so I'll quickly run through the setup we're using today. Really nice and simple. We're only chucking 33 metres, so we're using a 12-foot SLR teamed up with a Caster's and reel. Great big spool, love these reels. Deep, wide spool, brilliant for casting. We've got Matrix submerged braid in 010, and we're using an 8-pound Technium shock leader through to 018 hook length. Really simple. As you can see today, we've got a few drops of rain coming, but it looks absolutely perfect. If you ever wanted to go bream fishing, overcast, windy, few spots of rain, if we can't catch a bream today, we'll never ever catch one. Well, the feeder's been out a minute and a half this cast, and we've had 3 or 4 liners. Nothing to worry about. It's a good sign. There's fish in the area. They're about, they're munching, they're eating the bait. All we've got to do is show a little bit of patience, and I'm sure those liners will become bites. While we're waiting for our first bite, I'll quickly go through this top tip, stopwatch. I wouldn't go fishing without one these days. Absolutely brilliant. Always, I chuck out, and I get into a rhythm, my feeder hits the water, I turn to my left, I click my stopwatch on. It allows you to build up a time, when the fish want to feed, how long to leave your feeder out. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. When you go fishing to the same venue 2 weeks later, you can remember what your bite times were. If you're fishing in a pairs match and somebody else is on another part of the lake, you can tell them exactly when your bite times were. Really good piece of kit for a match fisherman. We've kept our patience, and we've got our first Dutch slab of the day. I've been fishing 45 minutes and this beautiful Dutch bream has turned up. So we've put 7 feeder falls in at the start, we've laid a bed of bait down, we've used plenty of patience, and we've got our reward right on cue, 45 minutes, and I've got a funny feeling there might be a few more waiting out there as well. Yep. We've just cast back out after catching that fish, and we'll check the stopwatch. So that fish there, the first fish of the day, 2 minutes 48 seconds, and that tells a bit of a story because the cast before I left it out 7 or 8 minutes. I had a couple of indications, and because the water's very shallow here, I was thinking maybe they didn't want me casting very often because the feeder was spooking them when it landed. But after getting a bite for 2 minutes and 8 seconds, it now tells me they're not worried about the feeder, so I'll continue casting more regular. Right, we've had 5 or 6 chucks now on the maggot, so it's maybe time to give it a bit of a change. So we'll take the maggots off and we will go for the old Dutch faithful, the big worm. So we're simply gonna cut the head off like that. We'll cut the tail off so he doesn't curl back over our hook, like so. We've got a nice big strong hook on anyway, size 14, and simply gonna hook the worm through the head. And there we go. We're gonna try the old Dutch faithful. As they say, the proof is in the pudding. We've gone on a shorter hook length and on hair rig worm, and it's been out there about 2 minutes this time, and we've got it to go round. So that little trick definitely worked. Fingers crossed it'll work again next chuck as well. Feels like a nice fish. We're on braid, remember, so we're going to take it nice and steady. When the fishing braid, everything needs to be really, really smooth. Nice and steady, no sudden movements. Obviously the braid's got no shock in it, so you just take it nice and steady. Nobody's in a rush. Feels like a nice fish. Mr. Valkenburg tells me there's some big bream in this venue. This feels like a nice one. There he is. Scrap. Bream, not notorious for hard fighting fish. This one's definitely having a go. Mr. Dutch bream number 2. I would say that is the biggest fish of the day so far. 6 pound of solid worm munching Dutch bream. What an amazing day we've had in the Netherlands. Absolutely fantastic fishing, loads of big bream. As you can see, I've put 2 keep nets in today. Please spread your fish out. We don't want to see 200 pound in one keep net. Right, let's get the beauties back. There they go. Absolutely clonking fish. Next year we'll come back and catch a few of these beauties again. Thank you very much, the Dutch bream.